All right, let's talk about the real final boss of PC gaming. And no, it's not some raid monster or an enemy champion. It's that one thing that stops you dead in your tracks, the cryptic, soul-crushing error message. Today, we're going to figure out how to beat these things for good.
And I mean, you feel this, right? This quote from Reddit user Alti just says it all. You're hyped, you're ready to queue up, and your own PC just says, nope. It feels totally out of your control. But what if the solution is actually right there at your fingertips?
You know the drill. You go to launch a competitive match on a platform like FACEIT, and bam, you're hit with this forbidden driver. It sounds like you did something wrong, doesn't it? But the reality is a little bit more complicated than that. So, what is your PC actually trying to tell you with this error? This isn't just some random bug. It's actually a sign that everything is working exactly as it should. It's your system's security and the game's anti-cheat talking to each other to keep your game fair. Basically, the anti-cheat is like a bouncer at a club. It scans your system, and when it sees that forbidden driver message, it's found something with a known security flaw. It's usually not malware itself, but a piece of software, think hardware monitoring tools or motherboard utilities, that has a backdoor a cheater could exploit. So the anti-cheat just says, sorry, you can't come in with that. And here's the kind of crazy part. The fix is usually super simple. The problem almost always comes from one of these special drivers from a specific manufacturer. The solution? Just swap it out for the standard, secure version that's already built right into Windows. Okay, let's walk through a real-world example, the AstaCheese64 error. Now, this screen looks super technical, but I promise, it's just a few clicks. You just pop open your device manager, find the controller, and literally tell it, hey, use the standard Microsoft driver instead. Restart your PC, and boom, problem solved, you're back in the game. But look, fixing one driver? That's just level 1. To really stay in the game today, we have to go deeper. The new security rules for competitive platforms are all happening at the absolute foundation of your PC, the BIOS. And it all starts right here, with your BIOS mode. For the longest time, legacy mode was the standard. But it's old tech, kind of like a flip phone in a smartphone world. It just can't handle modern security. The new standard is UEFI. And it's not optional anymore, because it's the only thing that unlocks crucial features like Secure Boot and TPM 2.0. And I want to be crystal clear, this is not a suggestion. Just look at this timeline from FACEIT. Through 2025, all these security features, IOMU, TPM 2.0, Secure Boot, they're all becoming absolutely mandatory for every single player. The rules of the game are changing, literally. So this table right here, this is basically your cheat sheet. These are the big 4 security features you need to know about. If one of them is turned off, it'll throw a very specific error. But the good news is, the solution is always the same. Dive into your BIOS and flip the right switch. Okay, so you've made peace with the anti-cheat. Your system is secure and compliant. Now we can finally talk about the ghost in the machine. The thing we all dread. The random, infuriating mid-game crash. Ah, the dreaded blue screen of death. We've all seen it. And it feels like your PC just died, right? But what if I told you it's actually kind of a good thing? Think of it like an emergency brake. Windows has found an error so serious, it shuts everything down instantly to stop your expensive hardware from getting fried. It's not just a crash, it's a clue. So, what is that clue pointing to? Well, it could be a bunch of things, from a dying hard drive to a virus. But for us competitive players, there's one on this list that's a huge red flag: that unstable overclock. See, modern anti-cheat runs deep in your system, and it is extremely sensitive to instability. An overclock that seems totally fine in a benchmark could be the very thing causing your game to crash when it matters most. And this all leads to the big question, the one every PC gamer has to ask when things go wrong. Is my hardware dying, or is my software just messed up? Figuring that out is the absolute key to finding a fix that actually lasts. Which brings us to the most important part. How do we stop fighting these fires and just prevent them from ever starting? It's time to change our mindset from being reactive fixers to being proactive owners of our gaming rigs. And look, I know maintenance sounds like a chore, but this stuff is so easy and it makes a huge difference. Get in the habit of doing this. A couple times a year, blow the dust out of your PC so it doesn't overheat. Keep everything, Windows, graphics drivers, your games, updated. Use Steam to verify your game files every now and then. This isn't a to-do list, it's part of your competitive prep. Because at the end of the day, it all boils down to this simple truth.
Having the world's fastest GPU means absolutely nothing if the foundation it's built on is cracked and unstable. A truly top-tier gaming experience in 2026 isn't just about raw power. It's about the total health of your entire system.
So I'll leave you with this to think about. You've spent good money on powerful hardware to give yourself an edge, but have you spent the time to make sure its foundation is secure, stable, and ready for battle? Because in modern competitive gaming, that's where the real advantage is found. Thanks for tuning in.